Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, visiting Judd Kuhn Chevrolet, and I'm checking out a 2017 Chevrolet Equinox in the Premier trim level. So this one's loaded up with a lot of cool features to show off, so let's go ahead and get started. So this vehicle is sitting on 235/55 R18 Michelin tires, with a classy looking 18-inch alloy wheel, not too flashy or gaudy. It has four-wheel ventilated disc brakes, so all four disc brake rotors are ventilated. The name of this color is Iridescent Pearl Tri-Coat, and it looks fantastic. Check it out when the sun's shining on it. It looks awesome. You can tell it's not a normal everyday white. Also, with all that chrome there here in the bumper area, you see the sun shining off of that, making it look all classy. Now the headlights are powered by halogen bulbs, and you have a projector system for your low beams and a reflector system for your high beams. You also have a reflector fog light here at the bottom. This is what the key looks like, and it has the lock and unlock buttons on it. Ability to open up the power lift gate. You also have remote start and a panic button. And check it out, switchblade key, that's awesome. So the remote start, you just have to push the lock button one time, and then you push and hold the remote start button, and it'll go ahead and start the vehicle for you. Then you push it again and hold it to turn it off. Let's go ahead and push the panic button. Since we have a sirens going on, I don't think anybody will notice. So it just beeps the horn, kind of a chirping sound, and flashes the lights. There's your emblem there on the back. Okay, let's take a look on the inside of the passenger door. Now the interior colors is pretty neat. It's a two-tone black with what's called a saddle-up brown, which is one of the reasons why I picked this vehicle. It looks so good. Okay, so here's the inside of the door, and you can see it has the soft to the touch surfaces here and here around your arm. You have your door lock controls, power window controls, Pioneer radio system, bottle holder, and a nice big pocket there at the bottom. You also have a little storage pocket here to put your cell phone or whatever. Be pretty neat if they had a little USB port here and you can put your cell phone in there and charge it. That would be pretty neat. Okay, so on the passenger side seat, you have a full power seat with power lumbar adjustments. But check it out. That combination of black and brown looks great. And it has the perforated leather seats that are heated. And you have the red contrast stitching in there that's not too prominent. It's kind of blends in, but looks good. Plenty of legroom here in the front, and the seats all the way back to give you a little bit of context here. A little storage pocket on the side of the console, so you can put some stuff there as well. Take a look in the glove compartment. It has a smooth plastic interior of the glove compartment, so it's easy to keep it clean. Pretty good size too. So you can see it has a privacy glass here in the back, and it's nice and dark. It keeps people from looking in. Also, it keeps the sun from shining on you. But looking from the inside out, you can see great. It doesn't limit your visibility. It actually enhances it because there's no glare. Okay, so here's the inside of the back door. You have the similar styling with the black and brown. You have the soft touch around your arm here, bottle holder and cup holders and stuff right there on the door. Now the front seat's all the way back still, and look, you still have plenty of legroom, especially considering the seat is a ways off the floor, so your knees aren't sticking up in the air or anything like that. You also have a full flat floor back here. So the center passenger doesn't even have to worry about navigating around this big hump in the floor like some vehicles. That also has a 12-volt power supply back here. You have your cup holders and armrest, which you can move out of the way in case you need a center passenger. But basically it's a big bench seat here, a little bit of slight bolstering on the ends there, but now you can fold this down in a 60-40 split fashion, so you can increase your cargo space. You have a combination of cargo and passenger space. Also, this seat, the seats will recline slightly, but not very much. I have this one on this side reclined as far back as it'll go, and you see it's not a big difference. You have the net pockets on the back of the front seat, so you can have a place to set stuff down. The fuel door is on the passenger side, so you're gonna have to talk your passenger into pumping gas for you. So we open it up like so. It has the gas cap here with the tether system, and it has a little place to hang the cap. Actually hang the tether away from the vehicle, so that way it doesn't scratch your nice tri-coat paint. So you have the roof rails on the top in case you need to use that for luggage racks. The crossbars, once you put them across the top of the vehicle, then you can utilize that space. But right now, for aerodynamics purposes, they just keep the side rails from limiting your aerodynamics. Okay, so here's the back of the vehicle. You have parking sensors across the back. These little round circles are your parking sensors. You also have a backup camera, close to being in a center position, which is good. You have the windshield wiper here in the back. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up. Now there's two ways of opening up the, there's actually three. A couple ways here of opening up the power liftgate. One is you can use the key, which we have the button here. So right there, we can open it up that way by pushing and holding it. Or you could just walk up and push this little button under here. Just push that one time and it opens up for you. So with the remote start and the ability to unlock the doors and open up the power liftgate, all using the key means that when you're leaving the store, grocery store, or whatever, and you have some people with you, you can go ahead and, you know, start the car up, get the air conditioner or heat going, and open up the back, and that way you can just go ahead and put in your stuff. Okay, so here's your cargo area, and you can see it has this cover that you can move out of the way if you need to. You can actually take it completely out if you really need to. And a pretty good size cargo space, especially considering you can fold those seats down. You have little pockets here, subwoofer here on this side, 12-volt power supply on this side, then you have another pocket right in here. It's pretty good size, by the way. You also have these tie downs here and here. You can put a net pocket across the back if you want to. This one has the rubber cargo mat in place. So let's go ahead and lift this up because we have the spare tire and tools under here. And of course you can utilize some of this space around the tire if you need to for cargo, just kind of putting some small items or whatever. But once you fold if you need more room than this, I mean, this is a pretty good amount of room, but if you need more, folding these seats down is really easy, and it really adds to the cargo space of the vehicle tremendously. Lowering the power liftgate, you can of course use the key, or you can just push this button right up here. Just push it one time, and it goes right on down for you. You can see this vehicle has the plastic trimmings all around the bottom of the vehicle. This helps out with the vehicle getting dirty, but also from road debris from scratching your nice paint. And this is all around the vehicle. So whether we use the remote start or not, we still have to use the key and go ahead and turn it on. So in this case, we'll go ahead and start it up. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. So you can see the floor mat hooks in place in two places, so that way it keeps the floor mat from sliding around. You also have your accelerator and brake pedals there, as well as a foot actuated parking brake here. So let's go ahead and take a look under the hood. To open the hood, there's a little latch just a little bit to the left of center. So here's your center line, a little bit to the left of that. You'll feel it. You just move it to the right and lift up, and it takes almost no effort to lift up the hood, and it goes up the rest of the way by itself. So there's your latch that you're feeling for right here. Just reach in, move it to the right, like so. Okay, so underneath all this plastic, there is a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine, Ecotech, and you can see a little bit of it here, but most of it's kind of covered up. It also is paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission, And one thing I notice about the engine bay, it's well organized. It seems a little compact, but really it's not that bad. I mean, you can see all the way around the engine, and the firewall is completely covered with that insulation. So it has a fully insulated firewall. You also have the impressed Chevrolet bow tie here underneath the hood, which is cool. And it's not too cluttered up with wires. I mean, you can see some wires here, but everything is not too excessive. I mean, it's all organized properly and looking pretty good. Doesn't look like a big mess, you know what I mean? You also have insulation around the intake there, which is interesting. So your intake's in the front, your exhaust is in the back, so that way the heat can kind of flow away from the engine, which is good. Okay, here's the inside of the driver's side door. Now it's just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. So you have your power window controls for all 4 windows. Let's go ahead and push and see how far down. Yeah, the back window goes all the way down. Let's go ahead and roll that back up so you can see how fast it goes. Front windows, one touch down. Now it does have the laminated windows here in the front with the double pane glass with the acoustic material on the inside to help out with, as a safety feature, it's also a keep outside noise from coming in the vehicle. Side mirrors are adjusted here. You just pick a side and you can adjust it with that little pad there. So you have a power seat with power lumbar support. You also have 2 memory positions there. You have dimmer switches right here for your interior gauges. You also have a tilt and a telescoping steering column, and you lock it in place with the lever. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look here on the inside. Very, very comfortable seats. Plenty of leg room. And my knee room is good. I mean, I could just stick my legs straight out. I mean, it's really good up here. Does have the footrest here on the left foot area, which is good. You see right there. And it's carpeted, so it's pretty comfortable. Okay, so let's look at the window sticker before we go too much further, so you can use the pause button to get some more information off of it. See, it has a lot of features here. Okay, you can check it out with the pause button. That's a lot of information to go over. Okay, so here's the steering wheel. Let's start here, and it does have the leather wrap steering wheel with the stitching on the inside. Very good thickness, comfortable and high quality feeling. Has a little bit of a bolster right in here, gives you a better grip. Okay, so the buttons here on the right are your volume for your radio. Change through your presets on your radio by moving this up and down. Pushing it down will change the audio source. So you can push that down and cycle through like AM, FM, things like that. Then you have your Bluetooth controls here. Once you pair a phone, you can make and receive calls here, and then you can hang up here. On the left side of the steering wheel is your cruise control. So you have your on and off, your cancel, change through your speeds. You also have the forward collision alert. So if you're going forward and the vehicle senses that you're going to have a collision, it's going to get your attention. So you're closing in on a vehicle or something like that, not paying attention, it's going to get your attention. You also have the lane departure warning system, to where if you're swerving outside your lane, it will give you an alert there as well. Your windshield wiper controls are here on the right side. Here on the left side of the steering wheel, you have the turn signal, but it also has your headlight controls. You have an automatic feature which you can turn on and off right there. There's your parking lights, and then there's your headlights. I like the automatic feature. And then your fog lights you could turn on and off here. Okay, so here's your gauges, and you have your RPMs there on the left. Nice, simple, easy to read. It has the white lettering with the black background, which is great, easy to focus on. So the RPMs on the left, speedometer, There on the right, you also have on the top left is your engine coolant temperature, and on the top right is your fuel gauge, and you can see it has a little arrow next to the pump showing you which side the fuel door is on. But right here in the center, you have this gauge system here, this little screen. So the little screen, you can get some more information. Right now it's showing the digital speedometer, but these buttons right over here, so these buttons right across the bottom, they control this screen. So I'm just kind of cycle through and just kind of show you what's here. Right now it's just showing the speed, but I'm going to scroll down so you can see your trips, fuel range, fuel economy, real time, stuff like that, average speed. Then you can set a timer, navigation information will show up there. You can also have just a blank screen if you need it. Just don't want to have anything there. And then it scrolls back to your speed. And then when I push this menu button, it goes over to this option here, so we can go into the options, different settings. We can see the tire pressure, the oil life, and then you have a blank screen there. So I like the digital speedometer, so I would just leave it there. But that's kind of an idea of that you can have some more information in that screen if you need it. Okay, let's take a look at the center stack here. So you have a little awning or whatever you want to call it here to keep the sun from shining on your touch screen. So you have a little touch screen here. Right now we're in the home screen, and you can choose different icons here. So let's push next so you can see all the different icons we have. So your radio, or what's playing, will show up right here. So your presets are there at the bottom. You can change the audio source if you need to, AM, FM, Pandora, Stitcher, USB, auxiliary, as well as Bluetooth audio, or all your different options there, which is great. Now you'll notice this vehicle does not have a CD player, so the people that are still using CDs, you might want to change over, because most vehicles are not going to have them here almost now, but pretty soon you're gonna kind of have to change over. Okay, so let's go back home, and we can do that by pushing the home button up here, the menu, home, back, favorites, or you could just push right here, we can go to back, or we can just hit this home button here. So you have these physical buttons here at the bottom to kind of help you out with reaching the touchscreen, as well as just navigating through it. And speaking of navigating, let's go ahead and go to navigation so we can see what the map looks like. It's looking pretty good, and you notice it kind of points out little hot spots there, like the gas stations and different locations, so you can kind of get your bearings. Alright, let's go ahead and this time we'll push the back button. And we don't have a phone paired, but once you pair your phone, you have access to recent calls in your phone book and stuff like that. So there's your AM, FM. Alright, let's go to next. USB, auxiliary, Bluetooth. We can change the audio tone, like bass, treble, stuff like that. And then you can put in destinations for your navigation system. So you can put in an address, look for points of interest, previous destinations. You don't have to type them in every time. You can also set your home address, so you can be anywhere in the United States and hit home, and it'll take you back home. Let's go back out of there. We can check the weather, which is pretty cool. You see what the weather looks like. Sure does feel hotter than that. It's a pretty hot day, I guess because I'm out in direct sunlight all the time. Let's go back out of that. Check movies. And then fuel. This is pretty cool. We can see the nearest or the cheapest gas station. So we can, if we're especially helpful in an area where you're not familiar with the area and you need some gas, like you just haven't been paying attention and your gas gauge is low, you can find the nearest gas station. And if you really want to get cheap, you can find the cheapest one. Quick info, let's get some information on the touch screen here, depending on what you need. And then pictures, this is where you can actually see pictures that you have on like a flash drive or something like that. So that's kind of a quick rundown. You can see it has the outside temperature as well as the clock up there in the top corner all the time, so that helps out. Okay, so you have a traditional volume knob, tune through the stations, and different physical buttons down here to quickly go to certain things on the touchscreen if you need to. Your four-way flashers are here. climate control. You have your fan speed and your temperature, where you want the air to blow. You have your heated seat controls, which is a 3-stage, high, medium, low. And then your front and rear defrosters recirculate the air, all that good stuff. A little storage pocket right in here, and it has this little rubber tray right there, so it keeps things from sliding out. I guess you can put like a cell phone or whatever you want there. You have a 12-volt power supply in this pocket, but look how big it is. That's pretty good size. You can put big cell phone, plug it in, charge it, keeps it out of the way. There's some cup holders, and you'll notice it's open in the center, so you can use this space for other things besides just cups. You have an eco button right here for telling the vehicle that you want to sip gas. You don't want to use the most performance the vehicle has. You want to, concerned about gas mileage. You also have a traction control off button right here in case you need to spin tires for some reason, like say you're stuck or something. Okay, so here's your shifter. You can see everything's illuminated here, which is nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and put it in reverse. So the parking sensors will activate when you put it in reverse. It'll also pop up your backup camera here. So it has nice clarity. You can see behind the vehicle from the bumper all the way to the sky and all around. It has the guidelines there, which are active, so as I move the steering wheel, as you can see, the guidelines will move as well. There's neutral, there's drive, and this is your normal drive mode where it will cycle through the 6 gear ratios for you. But if you want to manually do it, you put it down here in manual mode, and you can cycle through using this button, these buttons here on top, and you'll know what gear you're in because it'll show it right here. At any time you can go back in the drive and it'll start shifting for you. That's especially useful if you're downshifting, going down a hill, steep grade or something, and you want to use some engine braking power. Okay, you have a little storage pocket right in here. This armrest, this is really soft. I mean, look at that. Sinks right down in there, and it's big enough to where you can share it with your passenger. And it's really long too, it goes way back here. So it's a really long armrest. This lifts up, and then you have the storage pocket. You have a little storage bin that's removable, so you can put stuff in there and dump it out or whatever. You can also get that out of your way, and you have this huge storage compartment down here, as well as a 12-volt power supply and a USB port and auxiliary inputs. A nice light in there too. I'm glad they put a light. That really helps out with these kind of compartments. It also has a place for wires to go in and out of the compartment, so when you close the lid it doesn't pinch the wires. Okay, here's your rear view mirror, and it's an auto dim rear view mirror system. It also has the OnStar information here, emergency, and also your voice recognition buttons up here. You have the home link garage door opener controls right in here. So you have some quick reading lights, tap lights here. You also have the ability to turn on all the interior lights by pushing it that way. You can turn them all off here, or you can put it in a center position to where it'll open up. They'll turn on when the door opens up, which is handy. Okay, so right up, these are for your sunroof, which we'll get to in just a minute. But right here, this is for your power liftgate in the back. Now you notice it says max, 3/4, and off. So you can turn the, let's say you pull into a garage and it's kind of low, you can put it in a 3/4 position if it'll, clear everything. But you could just turn that feature off, so that way it doesn't, like you don't open it up and it lifts up and scratches your paint or, damages your vehicle in some way. So that's the whole idea behind that. So you can choose whether you want that to go all the way up or not, or to even go up at all automatically. Okay, here's your visors. And then they have mirrors and lights in them. 2 points of lights, so you don't have a big shadow on your nose or whatever. Okay, so your sunroof. Let's take a look at that. It has a shade that covers up 100% of the light. You open this up, and then you got some light coming in. But let's say you want some air, so you can flip this up like so and get a little bit of air. or you can slide it back and get a lot of air. You can also get a lot of sun. That's as far back as it goes. And of course, on a, you don't want the sun shining on you sometimes. This blocks 100% of the light, which is really good for when you want it. Okay, so let's look at the visibility in the back. Let me line it up for you here. Okay, so you can see it has a big glass in the back, but it also has those windows on the side in the far back, and then you have the big contoured windows for the passenger windows, so you have really good visibility in this vehicle. Of course, the backup camera and the parking sensors help you out as well, but there's nothing like actually looking as far as being certain. You also have the latch system for car seats there in the back, I forgot to mention. Alright, there you have it. 2017 Chevrolet Equinox in the premier trim level. Has a lot of features. Really impressive and comfortable vehicle. I know a lot of people that drive these and they really like them, especially for the room in the back. They just have this, they just really like that room in the back seats. Everybody can get in and get comfortable and they're not feeling cramped or anything like that. Okay, so thank you for watching, and thank you to Judd Kuhn Chevrolet here in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, for allowing me to show off another awesome vehicle. I'll see you guys next time.